Yeah, so this is Knotsford Boulevard, what them sometimes call the hip strip. It's Sunday, so it's quiet. Burger King. The new Porsche dealership over there opened up like a few weeks ago, 4 or 5 weeks. You have the tourist board right across there.
So the first question I have, man, is why 5 Steez?
Why 5 Steez? Alright, well the name started as 5 Star, right? But 5 Star wasn't really original. I mean, if you live a yard, you know, but Bounty Killer would call himself the 5 Star General. And you have like a British pop group named 5 Star, so I couldn't be that, you know? But people was always calling me 5 Steezy and Steez. And I mean, I'm a person who listened to Wu-Tang, Gangstar, so I felt like, yo, Steez, it made sense, you know? I felt like I had more than one style anyway. And I felt like the name already works. So I said, you know what, my name is 5 Steez. So since about maybe 09 or so, I've been going by 5 Steez, and in 2010, that's when I started putting out some of my own work with like my mixtape, Momentum Volume 1. That's when I started performing more as a solo artist and all of that. So the name been 5 Steez from then, you know. But as I say, it came from 5 Star, but it's been 5 Steez. You know, I feel like I have multiple styles, that's where it come from. And 5 always been a special number for me. You know, it always keep occurring in my life in certain ways, so it just make perfect sense. So people call me 5, people call me Steez, just 5 Steez. It's hard for me to tell you when I first fell in love with hip hop, because for me, when I think about my childhood and growing up, hip hop was something that I was always around on a certain level. I was heavy into music, I just really loved music. And not only did I buy music at one stage, but my brothers were buying music, and I had older brothers who are 9 and 7 years older than me. So when I'm 6, you know, they're 13, they're 15, and they're listening to a Tribe Called Quest. So that's one of my earliest memories, seeing the Scenario remix video. You know, I remember my brothers were excited about that, so that excitement just filled the room, and I was excited. And I just felt like, yo, this was blowing my mind. I just loved the energy, you know. So that's one of my earliest memories, but that's not my only experience that I can recall. But for me, that one just stands out. I don't know why, but that moment always stood out. So I was always listening to hip hop that my brothers had, you know, whether it was the Run DMC tapes that they had, it was EPMD, I would listen to Third Bass, I would listen to MC Hammer, and I was just consuming music. And most Jamaicans wouldn't really be listening to that much hip hop, or that type of hip hop, even at that stage, because that was a time when, I mean, this is pre-internet. That's one thing you have to bear in mind. We're talking about in the 90s. This is before cable was as prevalent out here. And one thing about cable out here you have to understand is our cable, up until recently, actually gives us more channels than even you have in the States. And we get them for cheaper. So we have BT, MTV, all of that. So that was a big part of us getting into the culture. But even before my family, my household had cable, and a lot of households had cable in Jamaica, my brothers were getting tapes from their friends who had the big satellite dish on top of their house, right? So they had the satellite dish and could get whatever channels, their tape videos. My brothers would get these tapes, whether from their friends or from cousins that we had living overseas, that would tape stuff, and when they come down here, they would leave us with some tapes. So that was my exposure to the culture as a youngster. And then when I got older and we got cable now, it was a different thing, because then it's Rap City, so we're watching Rap City every day. You know, BT was something that you'd sit down and watch, so we soaked up the culture in many ways, you know. So my memories of hip hop are all throughout my childhood and my teenagers growing up, you know. And as I say, I was a big Wu-Tang fan, for example. I remember 97. 97 was a year for me, because then you had the Wu-Tang Clan album, Wu-Tang Forever. You had the Rakim album, 18th Letter.
I noticed you involved in the community. You do a lot of activism. You know, you not only do music as entertainment, but as a form of education. Speak a little bit about that.
Well, I think that's just an extension of like who I am, and you know, how I deal with things and how I deal with people. In terms of like activity in the community or a certain type of activism, I don't think I'm as active now as I used to be. Where there was a point where I was involved heavily with a non-profit organization, Manifesto Jamaica, some years ago, particularly between 2010 and 2012. And the organization is still alive. I'm still kept abreast of what's going on. I'm not as involved as I once was, and I'm not even really an official member, but it's still a big family where we're all creatives and activists in our own right. So even though we're not involved on the ground doing certain things, just through what we're doing with our arts and our music and how we do it, we're always empowering people and giving people opportunity and teaching people and stuff like that, you know. So that's just a big part of what we do. I mean, music, we do it for the people, you know. So even if we keep an event, you know, it's a vibe that we create for people, and people get to interact and connect, and we create a good energy. So that's the type of stuff that we do, you know. We try to put that energy in our music and whatever we put out there, whether it's an event, it's an album, a single, a video, or whatever. You know, it's hip hop, but at the same time, we're speaking to our people the way we know how, you know, and just trying to say, all right, boom, connect with them on a certain level and try to show them, you know, pass on some knowledge, each one teach one. So that's always up there, you know, no matter how it comes across, that's always the end game, you know, at the end of the day, for sure. I'll say this, when it comes to hip hop in Jamaica, it's like this. It's really painting a picture of somewhere you never really heard about in hip hop before. You know, you get a lot of Jamaican flavor in hip hop music. I mean, you heard it through KRS-One and countless others who put the slang, who put the sound in hip hop. But at the end of the day, you haven't really heard about Kingston or Jamaica. And that's what we bring in this, what we call First Coast, you know, hip hop within Jamaica. What we're really talking about is our perspective, our reality, and nobody else can do that.